Hello, welcome back to Dragon Age. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been having the best day. So I'm looking forward to playing some
Greetings to you, milady.
RPG. Hey, elves!
Isn't too much to ask. Might you be able to spare some bread?
What happened?
We thought it would be safer in Lothering, that the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything. Our food, our clothes, my daughter's pet lamb.
Okay, that's
Nobody
sad.
cares about a few elves like us. Surely you understand. You killed them?
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Well, look at that. Just instant resolution. That's great. That's a real positive way to start the session. I imagine we'll take a look around town.
As if we needed more fighting here. Don't you see how scared everyone is?
I'm scared. When are we going home?
Don't you ever talk? You know, make polite conversation just to put people at ease.
You mean that I should remark upon the weather before I cut off a man's head?
Never mind.
Man, I don't know what Alistair has going on. This like red energy, he's just like crackling with it though. Minor.
Got a brother that fell at Ostagar. Hope we're not next.
Okay, I'm just gonna very briefly run around this town.
As if we needed more fighting here.
It's the same
Don't you see
thing.
how scared everyone is?
I hear you drove off those bandits.
I did drive off those bandits. I imagine I've just got a feeling that I've kind of done everything here in town. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I guess we're gonna head out of town here. And see what awaits us. Just like I said, today hasn't been I haven't had the best luck with things I was working on today. So this is kind of a welcomed. Where? It's a wolfer. Oh my gosh, that's so many wolves. Why are there so many? Good actual grief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wolves. Why were we attacked by 10 wolves? Good actual grief. Remember when I was complaining about games and the wolves? Yeah, I think that's the worst it's ever been. I don't think it can get worse than that. For real. Good night. Alright, gosh. Let's see about getting to, was it Redcliffe? It would really help if I could remember things. So, yeah, apparently that doorway was the door to my dreams.
Bad dreams, huh? Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
That is a fair point that, you know, some people seem to doubt whether this is an actual blight, but the Grey Wardens are utterly convinced because of their connection to the Darkspawn.
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
But it's still dark. All of your party's injuries are healed when you return to camp. Each party member can be found somewhere in the camp, making it an ideal location to hand out new equipment, give gifts, or talk. Okay. All I know is our big old woofer needs to hush up now. You okay, buddy?
Oh, why you little... Oh, you're so funny. Such rapier wit. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me. Look.
Teach that silly Alistair. Yeah, let's be fair.
Don't you think I don't know it? Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Yeah, he's a big woofer. He ain't your normal kind of woofer. Hey, look, it's these guys.
See you, my timely rescuer.
It's Shu and his dad.
At your service once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
I don't know. I kind of like this guy.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
He's not... Okay. Shu here isn't one of the...
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... What was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Okay, so I was actually going to ask if he was a tranquil or something, because I was getting this weird energy off of him that he wasn't completely there. And there we go. There we go. We have an explanation.
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
I want to
Oh, certainly.
see what kind of stuff he's got.
Come with me.
Because, hey, look, guys, I remembered. It's over here. His inventory is over here. I want spirit hands. Oh. More crit would be interesting. What is... Is that a shield? Ah, there it says shield, okay. Yeah, black metal torque. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's a bit of an upgrade for our boy, ain't it? But that's more money than we have. So, does he have... Oh. Okay. He's got some stuff. What this feels... Is this... I think this might be DLC items or something. That felt a little too nice. What are these? Huh. Oh, that's cool. Skill books. Okay. Runes. Okay, weapon runes. Okay, yeah. Wow, he's stocked up on some stuff. Okay, so we've got a little merchant dude in town. Of course you would be by yourself. Oh, honey child.
What do you wish of me?
Let's get personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer.
Please don't leave.
Then I assume our discussion ends here.
Goodness. No! -10. No! Yo!
What do you wish of me? If you must.
She's a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend. Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Let's maybe relate to her.
Oh? Then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
See? Yeah.
I may even ask my mother about it someday, though I doubt she would tell the truth of it even so, such is her way. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
That would just make you angry, I think.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Oh, kind of like that line. See, look at that. We got 4 of the 10 we lost back. All right, we're at a net gain here. Okay. Let's talk to Big Boy.
Why are we stopping? There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you okay?
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Tell me about your people.
No.
Oh, that was great. Okay.
Get used to disappointment. People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Good grief.
I am. Decide. I am a Sten of the Beresad. I did not choose to be who I am any more than you did.
He says he is a Sten. So is that his title? Or like his rank? You ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, elf.
Goodness gracious.
Some of them. They aren't all alike. As you wish.
Hey, apparently though, we got some approval. Let's talk to Alistair.
What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
How long did you know him though?
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Hey, he did have you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
That's perfectly reasonable.
Of course. I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead? That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little. I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Oh yeah, big approval from Alistair.
Yes?
Oh. Jeez, it's just, I think you should go.
Well, here I am.
What was your life like before?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose. When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
So does it sounds like the Chantry has almost a deistic view of the Maker.
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
No approval from Liliana. Okay. I think we've talked to everybody in camp. So let's go ahead and head out. Yes. Let's make this...
Indeed.
Yes.
Make this a party. Okay, I believe this is where I go to talk to the elves. We don't want to go there, I don't think. What is... Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to go straight, pretty much, what do we got here? Okay. I think I want to go ahead and go to Redcliffe. I kind of like the progression across the map being like little, almost like little blood vignettes. I realize, I didn't mean to do that. I realize I probably should have Alistair with me. No worries.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What? Yeah. What's the problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
I mean, I heard that. Yeah, I've heard that he's sick.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you. He's just over there in the Chantry. Please, come.
Yeah, I should have thought about that I was going to Redcliffe and that I should probably have Alistair in the party. But it's probably not a big deal. The game's not forcing me into it, so...
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl. You're a rather unusual group, to say the least. Can I ask who you are and why you've come?
Just gonna lay it out there.
A Grey Warden? I thought you all died along with my nephew. At least that is what Logain would have us believe. There is a Grey Warden who goes by the name of Alistair. Does he yet live?
See, I should have him with me.
He does? Finally, some good news amidst all the bad. Thank you. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I'm guessing those are Darkspawn.
Some call them the Walking Dead. decomposing corpses returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come with greater numbers. With Kaelin dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. I'm asking you, please, help us. Help Eamon.
Well, I've got some questions
By
first.
all means.
Isn't there a way into the castle to get it?
The castle is closed to us, its doors barred. We could storm it certainly, but what would that accomplish? Our numbers are too few. We cannot throw men at the castle walls when they are needed to protect the village.
Why not evacuate the village?
I tried. Our one attempt at an organized evacuation resulted in an immediate attack. Yesterday I found out these creatures attack those fleeing on their own, even during daytime. Whatever lies in the castle wants this village dead.
So what happens after tonight?
Once the village is safe, we will try to enter the castle to find the source of this trouble.
Okay.
Then you will help us?
There are no darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand. Yet helping these humans does nothing of the sort.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle. Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Good grief, Sten and Morrigan. You were bad choices to, like,
I'm
you...
scared, One of the bad men coming. Soon, darling.
I'm so scared, Father. Sorry. What are we going to do? Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet. I shouldn't be such a crybaby. With Mother gone now, I have to be brave. I can't help myself. I'm so frightened. Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible, you poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too. I have nothing. Everything we owned is in our house. If you found my brother, I would be eternally grateful. Oh, please, couldn't you look for him? I'm begging you. I understand, I do. I'm just so afraid for him.
Silence, girl.
I'm just trying so hard not to have the apparently 2 evil people I brought with me get upset in their spaghetti over this.
No, we don't have the men.
Still no sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think
Look
they
at this
made
man.
women Grey Wardens.
Look at this man.
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why is he refusing?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
Well, if he feels so strongly about it, why doesn't he go?
I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then? Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before
All
the sun
right.
goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Let's find this.
Hope for a miracle.
Chantry is where we just came from. It would help if I paid attention. This is an interesting place. Smithy. I think it would be... This place has a water wheel.
Why are you here?
Excuse me?
Obviously you are no priestess, but shouldn't you be running a shop or a farm somewhere rather than fighting?
You think to tell me my place, Kunari? You are very brave.
It is not done.
But it is done. Do not be such a blind fool.
I speak the truth. It is not I who is blind.
Look around you then. You see women throughout this land, fighters and mages both.
That has yet to be proven.
Which, that they fight? Or that they are female?
Either.
So I am not truly a woman to you, hmm? It is good to know.
Jeez. Okay, that's nothing apparently. Okay. Caitlin's home.
Yes.
I didn't.
As you wish.
I wasn't trying to talk to you. You just... Was that the name of the guy? Actually, you know what? It would help. Owen is the name of the blacksmith. There we go. General store. Sorry. Geez, I don't know why. This is kind of easy for me to get lost here. We are going to try to... I don't know why I keep losing my camera. I hope nothing's wrong with my mouse. Okay, I don't think the blacksmith is actually down in this part of town. Methinks. How do I... Like I said, I don't know why this has been so confusing for me. Okay, windmill. That's the windmill. Tavern. Okay, maybe... You know... Yeah, there's no, quest marker here, so... Is it here? House, okay. What is this? Oh, it's like a... Almost like a totem. It's,
You were very quiet,
fish.
Sten.
Only compared to some.
Gee, I mean, I want Sten in the party because he fights. Or, yeah, I need combat-oriented people for combat. But goodness. These people hate
Greetings, Grey
everything.
Warden. I am as relieved as Van Tegan is to see you here. I must admit, I do not know how to address an elf in your position. I do not wish to be rude. As you wish, and thank you kindly. I am Sir Perth. until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now, my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with the Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost.
Okay.
We have sufficient armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance. Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures. Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered.
I'll see what I can do.
That gladdens my heart to hear it. No, nothing comes to mind. If you have not spoken to the mayor, Murdoch, you should. His militia is far more in need of aid than we are.
Okay.
As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
Okay. We have got to find this blacksmith. Alright, let's look at the buildings here. Nothing immediately jumps out to me. There we go.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Let's do it. Intimidation.
My action here says you won't. Just you try it, looter.
That was a failed check.
Be gone, I said. Don't you try to come in here.
Oh, I wonder if I can...
Maker's breath. What is that smell? It's like someone set a brewery on fire.
You just come barging into my home. I've no money and nothing of value to take, as you can plainly see. So if you're here to beat on a sad old man, then all I ask is you get on with it. I don't have much to live for as it is.
Let's just be mean to this guy.
What do you want exactly? Look around. The militia took everything they could use. I could start up the forge again, but I won't, since Murdoch won't listen to me. If you mean you want me to smith something for you, then no. But feel free to take whatever's left. Don't suppose it matters much anymore. My girl, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
But by not helping us, you're not helping her. Yeah, exactly.
I'm an old man. Everyone knows we aren't making it through the night. Or are you going to save us? Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night. It would be better than going to my grave wondering. Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
Gosh.
You are asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want a promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. that you'll bring her back to me if you can.
Fine.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
In before...
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens?
Yeah, in before Morrigan.
Is this a promise we will not keep?
Let's hope not.
Gosh, the two of them are gonna hate this so
What's
much.
this?
I said nothing to you, human.
And I suppose there's no point in me sitting around, is there? Time to relight the forge and get the smithy going, eh? Murdoch will be pleased. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Okay. Yep. It was a mistake to bring you two along. He said I could take stuff, but there's nothing to take. Okay. Let's go to the Chantry. I really feel like it should be pronounced Chantry, but I don't know. I'm gonna run in front of you. Can't hit me. Jeez, I promise you, if Sten and Morrigan do not help in this upcoming battle, like if they suck in combat, I'm going to be so mad.
And a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that. Which doesn't include protecting innocents. Regardless, I am grateful the Maker brought you to us. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Yeah.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths.
Thoughts and prayers.
What the path seeks is something that is not in my power to give. Sapath believes that I can protect them against these creatures, a shield only the Maker can provide, and that I withhold this power.
Does he not realize that it is his faith alone which must sustain him?
I
His
can't
faith
wait for
alone
Morrigan
which
to
will bring
hate
the Maker's
this.
aid.
Unfortunately, he seeks the Maker's protection in a far too literal sense. This is something I cannot promise nor provide. You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that. I cannot do it. I know that their own faith may inspire them, but these men need to find confidence on their own. I simply won't lie to them. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
I don't know, kind of sounds like the church is useless here, guys. Alright. Let's see where we are with the quest. I'm gonna go... Let's go talk to these two people, and then we'll wrap this episode up. Although I have my suspicion that talking to the second one will trigger this progressing, so we'll probably just talk to this guy and then go from there. I wonder with... Is there anything on here that indicates my relationship with them? Oh, I can change part.
Vashaden.
Yes.
Just only good boys. I should have done that earlier. we're the goody two shoes gang right now. Oh, so no audio there. Shoot. Oh.
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything? I see. Then I suppose we must simply rely on our own prayers. The Maker will not help us. Thank you for your efforts. We shall fight on, nevertheless. When the Isle fell sick, we were at a loss. Nothing worked to cure him, and he just kept getting worse. Finally, our lesser Isolde came up with a plan. The Urn of Sacred Ashes is a legendary artifact said to hold great healing powers. If found, it might save him.
They say the followers of Andraste smuggled her ashes out of Tevinter and hid them in Ferelden. The urn's never been heard of since.
We knights volunteered to seek it out. Few of us have returned. Many are still out there, unaware of what is happening here.
Yeah, what's up with this
We are
sickness?
never certain. He thirsted for water and then grew weaker and weaker. He brought in a mage, but even that did nothing. The Alessa believed he was cursed and that we needed the power of Andraste herself, or he would surely perish. The Al once employed a scholar, Brother Genetivi. He had proof the urn was in Ferelden, or so I was told.
This is interesting. This urn has a certain, like, it reminds me of something like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. Specifically, just the legends that the Ark of the Covenant was moved out of Jerusalem at some point before AD 70. But this is interesting to me. Like, I'm wondering if this is actually, like, if I need to do this as a quest or if this is just flavor.
Not at all. A great number of soldiers remained in Castle Redcliffe. I wonder if they perished there, and were transformed into these things. The thought chills my blood.
That is a good question. Alright,
As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
okay. Quest updated. Okay. Yeah, it's about that time, so I think we're going to call this an episode. Sorry I haven't had a whole lot of commentary this time around. Like I said, kind of a frustrating day. And then my frustrations are just compounded by Morrigan hating everything I do. But, you know what I don't hate? I don't hate you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you spent time watching this episode, and I hope that you'll come back for the next episode where more will actually happen. But until then, I wish you well and hope to see you on the next one.